All right, wedding pros, hands up if the word profit gives you a little bit of a panic attack or makes you feel like you've suddenly got to turn into a maths teacher or CFO, Chief Financial Officer overnight. Is it giving panic GCSE maths? Spoiler, this isn't what needs to happen, and you don't need to get into that headspace at all. But if you want a business that pays you properly, doesn't leave you skint or panicking at tax time, and lets you breathe between bookings, you do need to start planning for profit.
Yes, you do. And today we're breaking down how to roadmap your way to a profitable wedding business. And we really promise it's not boring, scary, or full of jargon. It's just real talk about what to look at, how to set profit goals, and how to make sure your money is actually working for you, because that is what we're here for.
Yeah, and before you think, oh my God, this is just going to be a spreadsheet episode,
Yawn.
I'm having a little giggle at that because I think we used to hate a spreadsheet and now we quite love a spreadsheet. We love living in a spreadsheet. We've got spreadsheets on spreadsheets.
We
But
have,
don't
yeah.
worry. Don't worry. That's not what this is. This is the same approach we shared at Wedcon last year when we gave away our full six-figure breakdown, and people are still DMing us 6 months post Wedcon saying, I followed that plan and I've just hit 100K.
Yeah, and it's not because they got lucky, right? It's because they started thinking like a CEO. Profit planning is basically your business sat nav, and it tells you where you're going, how much fuel you've got, and whether you're about to take a wrong turn into why don't I ever have any money town.
Yeah, I love that. So let's really get into what is profit planning and why should you care. And I really don't want to switch anyone off at this point. We're going to break it down really super simply with you and really start with the basics. And profit planning is exactly what it sounds like. Planning on purpose to make money. And we're not just crossing your fingers and hoping that your inbox fills up or thinking, I'll be fine as long as I get 30 weddings. That's revenue. That's not profit. Profit is what's left after everything else has been paid. You know, your costs, your expenses, your tax, your time.
And here's the thing, right? Most wedding suppliers don't have a profit plan. And that's okay, like it's fine. We see it all the time. They've got a vague hope, a spreadsheet that they really don't even open. It probably says last opened 6 months ago, and a bank balance that feels a bit like a mystery. But when you flip that and start planning around profit, everything changes. You make smart pricing decisions, you know what you can afford to spend, and you stop panicking in August when bookings dry up. And a big one, you actually pay yourself properly. That excites me.
Yeah, that's the one. Like when we get onto calls with our clients, we often break down like, okay, what do you want to make in your business? And quite often people don't think about the fact actually, they just think about revenue, they don't think about profit.
Yeah.
So then when we're like, right, okay, well, how much do you need to take in your life? What do you want to do? Do you want to leave a job? Do you want to do X, Y, Z? We have to factor in profit to allow those things. Profit isn't greedy. It's not dirty. Profit is what allows you to have a business and to breathe. It's essentially what allows you to take a Friday off, allows you to cover an emergency, or invest in a new lens, a new website, or a team member. You didn't start in business just to scrape by, right? You started it. Well, have a think about why did you start it? Most people tell us they start their business, yes, out of a passion for what they do, but because they want freedom over decisions, freedom over, doing something that they enjoy and not being told by a boss what to do every day, flexibility to be able to collect the kids from school or to be at the nativity performance or the summer play or whatever it is. And also for income as well. And profit is what gives you that.
And can we just say, wedding pros are some of the worst at this. I'm sorry to say it, and I know you're all nodding along.
I mean, I've been here too.
We'll throw in extras, give discounts, deliver the moon, and forget to make money. But at the end of the day, you are running a business, so you need to start thinking like that. We had someone come to Wedcon last year earning 70k turnover, but taking home less than 10%. And then she followed our 6-figure breakdown. She tweaked her pricing, cut a few non-essential costs, and 6 months later, she was bringing in the same money, but with over 30% profit. And that is game changing.
Yeah, that's what pays you at the end of the day. Okay, let's introduce a concept that we love, profit first. And it's the idea that instead of waiting to see what's left after expenses, after taxes, after everything that needs to come out of your business, you pause and you take your profit first. Even if it's just 1 to 2% to begin with, you literally move it into a separate bank account, and that's non-negotiable every single month.
Exactly. Exactly. You then pay yourself, cover your taxes, and then spend on the business stuff, not the other way round.
I just want to jump in here because
I was like, what?
this reminds me of when we started this business. And literally, the first thing we said when we started this business was, we're going to pay ourselves every single month, and we're going to pay ourselves. And we started with that kind of from day one with nothing in the bank account. This was a second business that I'd started whilst we also had our wedding business. And I definitely fell into the trap with the bridal shop of constantly reinvesting any profit back into the business to grow the business, right? And that works for a while, and it works when things are stable, but you get some bills that you're not expecting, or your car breaks down, or maybe the electricity bill goes up, the rates go up in the shop, whatever happens, that kind of really eats, or you go VAT registered, that really eats into that plan massively, and it doesn't work anymore. And what I found was you always will put more and more goals in and move the goalposts. And the staff were paid, the stock was ordered, but as we kind of got bigger, we needed more things, we needed more systems, the stock was more expensive to recoup every single month. And then you kind of end up in this spiral of always saying, okay, well, I'll pay myself more when, or I'll pay myself better when. Whereas in this business, and actually it was before really we'd heard of Profit First, which is a book that we do recommend that our clients do go and read, we kind of said, with this business, I want to pay myself every single month, and we want to pay ourselves every single month. We didn't start this business with a massive cash injection, did we? We had to kind of earn as we went along, like a lot of you will be doing as well. But, and I'm touching all the wood. Well, actually, I don't need to touch wood because we have a plan, right? I don't need to be superstitious about that. But it's about sticking to that profit plan, right?
Yeah.
And we did and have paid ourselves every single month since.
Including pay rises, guys.
Including those pay rises, which is nice, since we set that out.
Yeah, and doing it the profit first way round, it forces you to run lean and not waste money on subscriptions that you are going to forget about, and it makes you feel in control and be in control. How to get a booking and
how you get a booking.
I see. So you know how when you get a booking and it feels like, whoa, money, and then 2 weeks later it's like, where's that gone? That's because you didn't assign that money before it hit your current account.
Yeah, and let's map it out. Here's kind of your profit planning roadmap for the rest of 2025 and going into 2026 as well. And I think one of the biggest tips we can give here is to have a separate bank account and to allocate that money, allocate a percentage of every single booking into kind of a profit first account. So step one, really, and we're going to give you 5 steps here to start profit planning today.
Get the notepads and the pens out.
Is set smart profit goals. So not make more money, but you want to be setting goals like, I'm going to increase net profit, or I'm going to increase profit to 30% by December, or I'm going to pay myself $2,000 a month consistently by April. And one of our clients, Sarah, we sat down with our client Sarah, didn't we? And we looked at a profit plan for Sarah when we were looking at her numbers in her business, and she hadn't actually realized that she was at a point where she could pay herself consistently until we sat down and did that. And she was saying, oh, my dream is to pay myself X. And we were like, well, let's have a look at the numbers. And actually, boom, like we were there, and then we had to sit and set.
We did, didn't we? And we was like, hold on a minute.
And that's really about knowing your numbers, right? So looking at what is your average booking value, what's your cost per job, your business expenses, what's coming into your business, but also what's going out. And if you don't know this, and I'm going to take your sat nav, I loved that little example that you gave, you're driving blind, which is super dangerous, guys. Like, on all the levels.
Turn around when possible.
Yes.
Must that not
Put that handbrake on, pause for a second, because we don't want to get to the end of the year or when you're filling in your tax return and you're like, oh my God, like, you know, I've got a bill to pay, or where's the profit gone? Or actually, I've worked all year and what have I got to show for it? Yeah, we want you to have more of a plan like that. So step 3, Roxy.
Yeah, so step 3 is forecast your So step 3 is forecast your revenue. Create a best case, worst case, and a realistic case as well. If you want 50k profit and your margin is 40%, you'll need £125,000 in revenue. Simple maths. If that sounds scary, that's why you need a plan. And we know talking about money, talking about these things is scary, but you need to get comfortable with this, guys.
Yeah, I think just take the emotion out of the number.
That's really what I've had to train myself to do, actually, is like CEO mindset, not like emotional running a business mindset. Yeah.
And I think that can really just play into like things that we might have been told, or if we've not really had a lot of money growing up, or maybe people might have associated profit with greed. It's not greedy. It's how you give back, first and foremost, how you pay your taxes and give back and pay into the system, the NHS or the roads, etc. Like, you have to have a profitable business to be paying tax. Being able to be around for your clients next year, and profit allows you to do that, because it's all right for a couple of years to tell yourself that, you know, and actually it's rubbish if you are telling yourself this, by the way, that businesses don't make profit in their first year. Businesses don't make profit in their first, second, third year.
Where has this come from? This is something that was said one time that everybody's gone like, oh, I'm going to jump on that. Not true.
Or telling yourself that you'll pay yourself properly when, and I have absolutely made that mistake and done that. You can run on that steam and you can run on that motivation for a certain while, but like I said, when a bill lands, or when rates go up or taxes go up, or something unexpected comes in, or you just cannot physically grow anymore and you need to take on some help in whatever format that comes in, you need to have margins and you need to have some profit to allow you to do that. It's unsustainable if you're not building profit into your business.
I completely agree. Right, okay. Step number 4, and this is something that we have really doubled down on, and that's reviewing the costs that you've currently got in your business. So where is your money going? Are you spending £200 a month on stuff that doesn't bring in clients, like subscriptions that you don't need? Cut it or replace it with something that does. Like, this is something that you need to be doing on the monthly. Get in your bank, have a trawl through. Katie loves doing this.
I'm there, I think, well, I'm there all the time, like,
what is this?
What's this? What's this? What's this? Do we need this? Because that's profit. That could be something we need for the business, or something to make Wedcon a little bit better, or, you know, it could be a bunch of flowers that we can send to a client that is doing an amazing job, or it could be an extra £30 a month each for us to treat ourselves to a takeaway, or nails to be done at the end of the month. And that's what profit allows you to do.
Yeah, it is true. And it's just about, again, like, put your CEO hat on. If you want a business, it's going to not just be here for like the next 6 months, it's going to be here next year, like the year after, and continuously growing and scaling. You need to get these things set up in your business now.
Yeah, and make sure you're reviewing and adjusting. You said this, didn't you? This isn't something that we do once and it's done. You know, make profit check-ins part of that CEO time. People are always asking us, what do I do in CEO time? Well, profit check-in. Set a calendar reminder, grab a coffee, and just run through your numbers and check that your margins are where you think they are, because it can be really easy to eat into your profit. You add another subscription in, or fuel costs have gone up and you haven't accounted for that in the pricing that you've got for your clients.
This is making me smile because of our conversation yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking about fuel
Talking
yesterday.
about fuel and Roxy's gas guzzler.
Gas guzzling car. But here's what we want you to take away from today's episode. If you're not planning for profit, you're planning to burn out because you constantly need to be on that hamster wheel. And profit isn't just a nice to have, it's the business, it's your business. And the good news is that this is all learnable. You're not bad at money. You've just not had the roadmap yet in order for how to get this super clearly.
Yeah, let us help you put that destination in your sat nav. And this is exactly why Wedcon exists, right? We've had people that have come to Wedcon with no profit plan, follow the framework, and walk away 6 months later with a thriving, profitable business. And we are bringing a brand new breakdown this year. So if you want to be in that room, learning from people who have actually done it, please get on that list.
And be at Wedcon. And actually, I'm having a little chuckle to myself because one of our clients, and she'll know who it is, said to me, "Oh, I just need the 7K roadmap now."
Yes, I didn't really register she said that until afterwards. I was like, oh,
I just need the 7-figure roadmap at next Wedcon now because she smashed the 6-figure roadmap. So she wants the 7. So I'm having a little chuckle. But yeah, we're going to be bringing a brand new breakdown. So make sure you're in that room. We're going to pop the link in the show notes for you to go and grab a ticket. www.wedcon.co.uk could not be simpler. But your next step after this podcast, calculate your average booking value. And if you need any support with this, just drop into our DMs over on Instagram. Figure out what percentage you're actually keeping as profit and start assigning that profit first, even if it's just 2%,
the
or
tiniest
5%
amount to start with.
for now.
Yeah, and if you found this helpful, which I know you have, go and send it to a business bestie, share it on your stories, and do tag us. We love hearing what's landing for you. And our handle is at wedding_business_hub. Go and do that.
And seriously,
What I was going to say, I went.
And seriously, we'd love it if you joined us at Wedcon. If you want the numbers to make sense in a super easy to understand way, and we give you, I think I've got some past ones behind me in a box somewhere, but we actually give you a followable roadmap that is so easy, it makes sense, and it helps your business to just feel sustainable. We show you how, and we give you the map to get there as well.
We do indeed. So, hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.